Mayor Ephraim Matalik of ROTA, elected officials, dignitaries, and members of the general public. Before we proceed forward with this public hearing, let me introduce the member of this committee. To my right is the floor leader of the Senate, Senator Vinny Sablan from the island of Saipan. And to my left side is the Vice President of the Senate, Senator Justo Kidugua from the island of Saipan. Senator Francisco Q. Cruz from the island of Tinian. I would also like to announce a couple of things in the interest of informational purposes regarding code of conduct during this public hearing. Today, the members of this committee are conducting a public hearing on the reappointment of Ms. Aguida T. Kidugua to serve as a member of the Marianas Visitors Authority to represent the island of Rhoda. The public will be invited to make comments as to whether oppose the appointee this afternoon. We value your input. However, any comments beyond the facts of the appointee are not directly related with this public hearing will not be entertained. At the same time, please observe minimum noises in disrupting this hearing process, and please turn your electronic off. Thank you. Let us now begin. This public hearing is now in session. Today is March 22nd, 2022, at approximately 2:37 in the afternoon, here at the Mayor's Office Conference Hall, Tatatsuk, Rhoda. This is a public hearing regarding the appointment of Aguida T. Kidugua by Governor Ralph Delongre Torres to serve as a member of the Marianas Visitors Authority to represent the island of Rhoda pursuant to 4 CMC, subsection 2111A. Jolene B. Tagbel will be our clerk for this afternoon. Mr. John Santos will be our Sergeant at Arms. And Mr. Jobo Moody's will be our legal counsel. And also to recognize our IT, Mr. Delbert Kamotsu, and also assisting in this hearing is our General Clerk, Ms. Bora. And they all will serve accordingly for this public hearing. At this time, I would like to ask Ms. Tagbel to please call the roll.
Senator Francisco Q. Cruz.
Here.
Senator Victor B. Holkop. Here. Senator Carl R. King Neighbors. Senator Justo S. Kidugua. Senator Vinny M. Sablan.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, 4 members are present, 1 member is absent.
Thank you. I apologize earlier that I didn't mention that the Vice Chairman of this committee, Senator Cook, will be joining us through Zoom. However, with 4 members present, we have the number to proceed with this hearing. At the same time, the senator from the island of Tinian, Senator Carl, a member of this committee, is excused for this public hearing. At this time, I would like to hear a motion to adopt our agenda.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adopt today's EAGI public hearing agenda.
There's a motion and was seconded to adopt our agenda for this afternoon public hearing. All in favor of that motion, say aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. At this time, I'd like to ask Sergeant at Arms to please escort the reappointee. Again, before you proceed forward with your testimony in introducing the committee of the governor's appointee, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Buenas, Guajusi Wakina King. Hafa Ade, and good afternoon, EAGI Chairman, Honorable Senator Francisco Q. Cruz, and the honorable members of this committee. For the record, my name is Wakina King, Governor's representative under the Office of the Governor. I am here on behalf of Governor Ralph Delon Guerrero Torres to formally introduce Mrs. Aguida Tovis Kirugwa, Governor's nominee to serve as a member of the Marianas Visitors Authority, representing the island of ROTA. By this time, you should have in your possession Mrs. Kirugwa's resume describing her professional experiences and education. I know she stands ready to answer your questions on her plans for the future. Therefore, on behalf of Governor Ralph Delon Guerrero Torres, I humbly request for your support and favorable decision in confirming the appointee to serve as a member of the Marianas Visitors Authority. Thank you, Jesus Masi Giliso, for the opportunity to introduce Mrs. Aguida Kirugwa of this August body. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ms. Jackie King. And before I recognize the appointee, ma'am, please, can you rise and raise your right hand so that the clerk can admit?
Ms. Agata Tovis Kidagwa, you do solemnly swear under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you shall give in the matter at hand shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me take a seat. Ma'am, I know that you have submitted all required documents by this committee, but if you have anything else that you wish to share with us this afternoon.
Buenas tardes. Manunurabli na setbentin este na gobernamento. By kumbidam zu finena that nais did na segunda that onra is ainata antes de betutun comentus. So, Heavenly Father, I thank you, Lord God, for this opportunity to join together in one spirit with all that are here, Lord God. I thank you so much, Lord, that you continue to bless us with the precious breath of life, Lord God. I thank you so much. In your name, Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. Talua sidus masi ne tempun mizu goahusi agira tovis kirukwa gof gof mahaguf zo dan sincero este pabaisangan na Hugo agradecer e nangukonya e gobernota as Ralph de Leon Guerrero Torres na para o apunta zutalu para ba o representa e islan luta gi Marianas Visitors Authority. Todo i tetu i Marianas Visitor Authority man maripopot gi Gaceta pues de necesario na ba pasalista lo para ba sangonya si gobyerno na si dus masi ne nangukomu nagwaho da ba prometi hao na ba tangini na sinyahu da ba fatsotu dan i pumalu sihan na membro oficialis dan motumas i empleado gi Marianas Visitors Authority na organisasyon. Benoy lo que donkulo na si dus masi i mazot luta na ya continua no umangokkuzo como boss niha ne toto luta zangino mano zu hulu para saipan za o representasia gi katkwet manera gi asuntun i Marianas Visitors Authority. Si dos masi lo que para todo si ni mangaigi gini gi islata. O gagagaw hamzu na ta continua man apipit mo na sa ta continua man agway sa enawa masinya mo na fan librihit gi estisya i tinatsaga. Enawa si dos masi.
Thank you, Ms. Kirua. At this time, I would like to acknowledge those entities that are invited to participate. The Honorable Mayor Efren Atalik of the Island of Rota.
Good afternoon, Chairman, distinguished members of the EAGI committees. Once again, welcome to the island of Rota. I'll just make this brief, just like I did this morning. We all know Aggie. Aggie has been very great with her job. One thing I can tell you that I really love about her is when she goes to Saipan and have their meeting, she would when she comes back, she would report to me of what's happening with the MBA, and I can tell you that as mayor, we I would appreciate that very much because I understand what MBA has been doing, and for the most part, I can tell you that MBA has really done a good job with the despite of the COVID-19 situation. They have really reached out to both the public and the visitors for the island of Saipan, Tinin, and Rota. So once again, like I said, please confirm Miss Aggie Kirwa Manglonia, because like I said, she's an asset for Rota. And that's really why I love her to continue the job that she's been doing for the island of Rota, and of course the cinema as a whole. So once again, please consider and confirm Kirua Manglonia. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. The Rota 18 Municipal Council. I am the chairman of the Municipal Council.
Good afternoon, Chairman. Good afternoon, members. Welcome again to Rota staff. Mr. Honorable Mayor, thank you again. First of all, I would like to apologize for the first hearing. I didn't show up, but I would like to, say something on behalf of Oscar Kirua, if that's fine. Is it okay? First, I would like to ask to please confirm Mr. Oscar Kirua, because I know Mr. Oscar Kirua as a student, and he works really hard for our people, and I know he will continue, doing good job as a board member now for PUC. And please confirm, on behalf of the 18 RMC members, we are with Mr. Oscar Kirua, and for Mrs. Aguida Kirua, please reconfirm Ms. Aguida for member as a MVA Marinas Visitors Authority. I know you can tell that she has a great heart, and I know she's going to continue working hard. And I trust Ms. Aguida with this job, this task that they're going to give it to her, been given to her. And on behalf again of the 18 RMC members too, we are asking for to reappoint Ms. Aguida Kirwa for our member of Rota Marinas Visitors Authority. And once again, thank you guys. Welcome.
Thank you, Chairman Lizama. The MVA Managing Director, Ms. Priscilla M. Jacopo.
Hafaday, Tito Wami, and good afternoon, Honorable Chairman Cruz and honorable members of the Executive Appointments and Government Investigations Committee. For the record, my name is Priscilla M. Jacopo, the Managing Director of the Marianas Visitors Authority. It is a pleasure to convey to you my full support for the reappointment Quirigua as a member of the MBA Board of Directors, not only to represent the beautiful island of Rota, but the entire Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. I am confident that Mrs. Quirigua will continue to dedicate all her time and efforts in the best interests of the MBA and for our community. Since the appointment of Mrs. Quirigua 4 years ago, she has diligently carried out the duties and responsibilities as a board member of the MBA by actively participating in MBA board matters, MBA operations, and events to ensure that MBA fulfills its statutory duties in promoting the CNMI as a premier destination. Mrs. Quirigua has also been a part of the strategic decision-making that led to the implementation of the CNMI Tourism Resumption Investment Plan, also known as TRIP, that restarted international arrivals in July of 2021 and is slowly rebuilding our Marianas tourism economy. As you may know, a large part of the initial 6 months of TRIP included incentivizing travel to the islands of Rota and Tinian. A large percentage of our initial visitors took advantage of that opportunity as they were in the Marianas for at least 7 days or more. During her tenure, Mrs. Quirigua has also served as the secretary of the board of directors. In her role, she has demonstrated a balanced approach in decision-making, which is especially needed during these difficult times. In that regard, representation of both Rota and Tinian is critical on the board, especially as the MBA continues its efforts to jumpstart our primary economic driver, and to raise awareness in our source market that we are not just Saipan, as many people have known us. We are the Marianas, a multi-island destination to include Rota, Tinian, and the Northern Islands. Each island has its own unique charm, its own beauty, its own history, and its own adventure. For a number of years now, the MBA has conducted special promotions in our source markets, exclusively highlighting Rota. Flight availability and cost to Rota is still a challenge for residents and visitors alike, but nonetheless, we know that visitors who go there are well satisfied, and we will continue to invest in promotions, maintenance, and destination enhancement projects on the island. Toward this goal, I respectfully ask for your expeditious and favorable action on Mrs. Quirigua's appointment to not only fill this vacancy, but to also have a voice for the people of Rota. Sidus Masi, Olamai, and thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Any member of the board of directors that is here? Sarge? Ms. Jacopo, any members of the board that is here from the island of Saipan or any senatorial district that follows you over to Rota?
None of our members are present here today. Unfortunately, they are not able to make it. If I'm not mistaken, they have probably submitted a written testimony.
Thank you. Okay, now we'll entertain public comment. But again, I would like to remind everyone that wishes to make comment that any comments that is raised that are not directly related with this public hearing will not be entertained. And such comment will be removed from the record. At this time, I would like to open the floor for any member of the public that is here in the hall that wishes to come forward and make comment. Please come forward, whether you're in support or not in support, you're welcome to come forward and deliver testimony. But before you deliver your testimony, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Thank you. Sidus Masi. Tomás Dueñas Mendiola, no gaigizo guini para by testigo na dinansi este na kandidato dan maulik na usaga atalo sa luta
ti manaigwiham gwi na sitwasyon anay kanisita pa na dangkulon atensyon buenti asuntun futurista i problema na itanota gwini kita luta no trabiha ti mafattu waktu gwigi baisangan buenti na palatapan mabisita izo ha tahuhungog gizahita state of emergency, por ejemplo. No, toda bat kunairi. No, tematoy bat ko. No, gihilo na baisangan buenti na kulan maiyo na sitwasyon. No, maulik pasensyana kandidato wini si Agi. Gidurantineno na tempo siya. Lasinya ha comprendi todo este siya zamagahin na si Agida a comprende na tumaygigini tano taluta da podeno na rason tisina na mampusta na pan aggang hit na pan mayla mawagida tapan mabisita gieno na napati guaha loki at kade at sotsowe na para iji otro na klasen bisita sinya tatsuli takoni magi. Ado siya mga kwintos po asunton amot tano. Iji siya man mafato ado siya loki siya na estudyante manggay Guam na ikulanista pinut samoro ti makumprepende hapa gwan manapanahan ng magi para gasta tempo niya gwini do pansaga da umapraktika talo ipalabran itano niya. Istigi siya na klaseng bisita tinisisaryo man naparatapan manggasta po advertisement para pa siya na. Pues si Agi hatungo umarikla na klasen no Japanese yari kataan mga natanagang sa después ang matumigay na bisita mga na después migay na ado siya timan satisfecho sa man malago hin na iman mafato magi na bisita ado bisitan pud kultura kulang gaigi bueno ipapajina luta Dadangin na igaigi papazin mami gwinigi sa luta. Por favor, atan sa si Agi, guidzas, atungo da guidzas sina kumuntinua para tsonik mona itano luta gi na pati na gi turista. Giyoto pati no gaigi guihi anay sina comprende na estiha pat ezuha adumididi luta na sinya kalamtin ti sinya kalamtin gidang kululo gipa guwa no maila za taarekla na da hapas siya man necessary man maarekla da después ado na sinya sti kalamtin mo na pudi COVID-19 na chenun no hanapan hagong nayam ni lokwe ipareho na tempo tinisisario 20 Marianas Visitors Authority hapamas pero gasta pa din pinagtaymano sa sinyaha managwaha turista taga hungo ka di babo tourist para pa na klase siya na luta espesyal na klasin jasi ikandidato pa ba sa agida hutunga na comprende no jasi na 20 hatsatsalani mo na gitayweno na manera na tanah dispasyo no wagradesi pinatun mizo magi honorable na jaho gagagaw na inay talo to biragi tati jako sa kisinya sa kada matu tati ginin mo meeting mga na istorya diyam siya no hapaman masusesidi tibay na nakwestigaw si Tomas Mendiola no uno do ge membro ni manamko winigi sa luta isino citizen no hutungo si agi disti pinatgonya esta pa na tempo. Ja ho agradeci si zona galatsa siya. Na punino na rason. Por favor, o tatanga beli atan. Dan iking ja pwede ha in nailokwi na kumpiyansan mizo. Si Jesus masi la setiap pabesangan pauna kalong ni.
Jesus Marcia, Mr. Mendiola. Still open for public comment. Anyone else? Anyone in the wishes to make a deliver testimony? If no one else, I would like to ask the clerk to please acknowledge those written testimonies submitted to the committee.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Senate EAG Committee, Ms. Kirwa, and members of the general public, in addition to the oral testimonies received today on the executive appointment of Ms. Agueda Tovis Kitugwa to serve as a member of the Marianas Visitors Authority Board of Directors, please be advised of the written testimonies officially received in support of the appointee. Chester P. Quinto, registered X-ray technologist, personal testimony. Sylvester A. Javier, personal testimony. Marvelous J. Said, teacher aide. Fredo Ching, treasurer. M1 Masonic Lodge, number 179. And Ms. Priscilla M. Jacopo, managing director, Marianas Visitors Authority. At this time, no written testimony opposing the executive appointment of the appointee has been received by the committee. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Jolene. At this time, I'd like to recognize the member of this committee to raise question or concern in regards to the reappointment of Ms. Agueda T. Kitugwa. I'd like now to recognize the floor leader of the Senate, Senator Vinny Sablan from the island of Saipan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good afternoon to all who are present here to join us in a public hearing. We did have one this morning, and for those that weren't present this morning, I just want to say that it's a pleasure to be back on the island of ROTA, to be with the wonderful people of ROTA. And I did mention to the audience this morning that I take all the opportunities when there are trips to ROTA, whether for work or to bring my family or any pleasure just to spend some time here. So it's great to be back, and thank all of you for being here. And thank you, Ms. Kitugwa, for again accepting the renomination from the governor to serve as the one of the MVA board members representing the island of ROTA. I've looked at your documents that were submitted and your credentials, and the letters, written testimonies to your, for your support was just read out, and that's a true testament of your peers and the people their faith, their trust, and their confidence in you in making decisions in the position that you've held and in the position that you're currently here, the renomination that you're here for. And I was really recognizing that even through your early years of entering the workforce, you've been in the tourism arena for quite some time, spending time in addition to your public service as a teacher and all the government entities that you've served. You've been in the airline industry. You've served some years there. Also in the hospitality arena and industry. I remember the Hakubotan duty-free store in Saipan. And also in entertainment as well, that I can see here on your credentials. So those experiences come a long way, and I know that has been part of the success in your decision making as a board member of MVA. I know there's been a lot of challenges through the years, especially after our natural disasters and with the current challenge of COVID-19 that we're going through, that took away our prized possession, which is our tourism industry. It took everything away. It took 100% of that industry away in the initial phase of the COVID-19 pandemic. But what came with that was some support from our federal partners and our U.S. government, which gave us opportunities to continue to prepare and to continue to ensure that we have, like our director, managing director, Jacopo mentioned, to continue to promote and have those marketing strategies, whether or not we have 1, 10, 1,000 or 500,000 tourists per year. MVA, through Director Jacopo's leadership and through the guidance of the board, has been able to trek forward and continue to move to prepare for the resurgence of our tourists. And I know one day it'll, they will come back. We've noticed that our government leaders and our administration has been looking at many ways to be creative in bringing back our tourists, with the tourist bubble and some charter flights that are coming in slowly but surely. So it's very comforting to know that MVA continues to move forward, and they don't stop. You guys don't stop just because we don't have the influx of tourists that we used to have. And when we prepare ourselves and we continue to stay active in the goal of ensuring that our islands in the CNMI are ready for the visitors to come, even if we don't know when they're coming, we continue to be active. And I look every day. I come to work. I look at all the federal assistance that we've been receiving, and one of the uncertainties is that I always prepare myself to prepare for, to think of, is one day that will stop, right? One day we would have to come back and be self-sustaining again, and to have our economy, sustain itself with the activities of our local governments and our local municipalities. And that is where MVA comes in, to prepare for those visitors to come in so that we can once again feel the green pastures that we felt before from our tourism industry. I like how we are being very resilient in really acting in this stage of pandemic. We're not hiding away from it anymore. We're understanding and we're recognizing that we cannot sit back and do nothing just because nothing is coming in or we don't have the tourists to feed our industry, and we're continuing to work. So those are the opportunities that have been in disguise with all the funding that we've been able to receive. And I think if we all put our heads together and we use those fundings in a strategic manner to ensure that we're prepared for our tourists to come back, when they do, we'll be ready to welcome them. We've had flight challenges, and I think it's incumbent on the leaders, ourselves up here sitting, and the leaders of all the branches of government, to try to find ways to bring in more passengers. That is the only way we'll feel the economic activity, right? And marketing our islands, marketing our CNMI, and promoting it to be and compete with other jurisdictions is what we have to do. That's what will drive our passengers to get on a plane, if that plane is available, to bring them here. So we continue to work at that on our level of governance. So I just want to put out that it's our role. It's all of us. We have different roles. You have a role as a board member. We have a role as senators. Our managing director has a role as a director, and each one of us in this room, working at what we're tasked and responsible to do, has a role to ensure that we improve the quality of lives of our people, right? And we provide a service to our people. One is putting in their time and putting in their efforts, and I really appreciate. Through the written testimonies of support for yourself, I thank you and I appreciate you and I applaud you for sitting at the table and really looking at how we're doing now and planning forward so that when we receive our tourists, we'll be ready. I know it's going to be a challenge, but I think if we put our heads together and we all take our responsibilities, our unique responsibilities, then I think we can put all that together, strike a balance, and we'll feel the successes in the end. So I didn't have any questions for you. Maybe I'll craft a question right now. I see on the website that there's an upcoming Gilita Chamorro Festival, right? Your 4th annual, and we're hoping that that's a success. And what I've seen unique about the absence of our off-island tourists or our tourists from other jurisdictions is I, for one, I've been really looking at or visiting other islands, right? And sometimes even us local people, sometimes we like to be tourists as well. No, I just finished driving around after lunch and during the tourist thing. So I think if as we wait for them to come back, we can help each other by being each other's tourists, right? People from Saipan and Tinian coming and visiting ROTA, people from ROTA or people from put out, assisting all the islands. It's very exciting. We have Taste of the Marianas coming up. We have the Flame Tree Festival. We just finished a very successful Pika Festival in Tinian, and we're also holding and keeping dear to our heart our patron saints and their festivals and making those successful. So you can see all around that, we're thriving, we're trying, and we're working hard to make sure that we're able to offer our islands to our visitors when that time comes again. So, except that talo na renominate ho para isina posisyon. And I just want to say that our office will always be open. And if there's anything, you can come to us and let's be each other's resource. Everybody in this room, we all have different ideas, and if we share it and become everyone's resource so that we can help each other make decisions for our Commonwealth, we're going to be in a better place for the years to come. So I applaud you and thank you, Ms. Kirwa. I have no more questions for you or no comments, but I'm excited to work with you again. I yield my time, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Floor Leader. Now I would like to recognize Vice President of the Senate, Senator Justo Kirugua.
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I yield my time to the Vice Chairman of the committee, Senator Cook.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Okok.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, good afternoon, Maggie. I just want to extend again my appreciation for reconsidering your request to continue to serve the board of directors for MBA, and very confident that with the 4 years of your experience, the additional 4 years, when confirmed, will provide more vision to engage yourself in the motion with the depressed municipality like Canada. I'm giving her full support to our capital island. That will also the enhancement to support the senatorial any event PA stated to have. That's with you return back from your meeting to keep the mayor of Rhoda abreast with the result of that particular meeting with the board of director, and that will. And I ask you to continue to do that in order for the mayor also to work together with our MBA, will work out with the promotion for the island of Rota as well as the island of Japan. I think we need that every appointee that Senate confirm to have that cordial visitation after their meeting to share with the mayor of Rhoda to ensure that the mayor also is appraised with what's going on with every individual that are appointed in a different capacity in different agencies. So things will work out more smoothly with the municipality and more understanding of the representation that that you are there representing, most particularly for the municipality. And I am also glad that only that you serve as a board of directors, that you are being as an official of the board of directors and secretary of the board. Usually, you have a capable executive manager with MBA that is very involved in diversification of promotion for inter-tourism. So maybe you can, I'd like you to continue to work along with the executive manager or the managing director, along with the respective municipality to continue breezing the inter-island tourism or visitation as we await for the big of outside tourism coming to the CNMI that will definitely will benefit as a result of using the CNMI as their final destination for tourists. So I'm not sure, but is NBA aware, Agi, about protective airline that is knocking on the door to add additional airline service to serve Rhoda and Pinion? Is the board of director of NBA have any information regarding this motion and action that's coming to the cinema?
Senator Hokuk, I'm sorry, can you?
Is MBA aware or any discussion being put out about a potential commuter airline that expressed interest to add up our flight schedule for both Rhoda and Tinian?
Me time to just talk to
Well, you
managing
don't have
director.
that. I want to share that with you that in the event that this is moving forward, I'd like you also and the managing director to engage discussion along with the municipality, the mayor, and the municipal council to see how we can devise, programs or promotion that we can bring our neighboring islands as a source of tourism for Rhoda or Tinian.
I'm sorry, I couldn't answer you earlier because as you know, my term expired in January 18 and I haven't been attending meetings up to now. So that's why I asked to speak to Priscilla, the managing director. And yes, the answer is yes, there is a potential airline that is the MBA board and the managing director are they're undergoing discussion about the inner island services, airline services.
So I like to expand that idea. And if this airline is definitely coming, that perhaps MBA will also look into it as to how we can uh, entice more program both for ROTA and Tinian to ensure also that the airline industry is able and capable to make that movements of passengers for ROTA and Tinian. And perhaps that can engage, our tourist visitation to Rhoda as we await for the opening of a bubble, tourism promotion again from both from Japan and Korea. In the meantime, I would like to find out actually the 4 years of your time serving at MBA. Can you inform the committee what movement have been taking place for both the island of Rhoda and Tinian?
Yeah, the committee. So Senator Hawkins wants me to inform all of you of what has transpired, during my last 4-year tenures. Like I said, every meeting that we have is reported on social media, and I know that as a board member representing Rhoda, I know that I face challenges. This I want to share with you. I face challenges also such as the airline situation. There are times when we're called to meet and Rhoda representative is unable to go due to challenges in the airline. So throughout the COVID, just so that Rhoda will not be underrepresented, I have come to avail the usage of Zoom meetings. So also, I know that in the bylaws is saying that Rhoda representative and Tinian representative are to go there, and then MBA will pay but in times of hardships, in times of financial issues, the usage of internet is something that I have found valuable. And also, I feel that the people that work in the MBA, the staff, the management, I truly support them being given the opportunity when there's an opportunity to go outside of the CNMI, be given that opportunity to go and experience and see other places. That's something that I truly support, that we really need to support the people that do the groundwork. And I don't want to be selfish just for the board members to go and attend tourism events outside the CNMI. I want to let everybody know, the janitors, the people that do the logistics. We need also along. So there are also there's also challenges that I have gone through, such as being a representative, in the situations where we want to purchase, make decisions on financial issues, purchases and whatnot, that documents must be reviewed in the office. It cannot be sent electronically. So that is something that I, as a ROTA representative, sometimes, or I'm not afforded that because I go there only for the meeting, and then, reviewing those documents requires more time than the time that I'm there just for the meeting. So those are issues to all of
Okay.
you. Issues
Okay.
that I
So I guess, one way that probably you can look into it when confirmed is whenever there's a call for a MBA board meeting, maybe it will be a good practice also on your behalf to meet with the employees of MBA and see what issue are they experiencing in their daily responsibility that perhaps you can bring that up to the other members of the board and see if there's a way to uh, ensure that the needs of the ROTA MBA employees, or like what you're saying is to provide them an opportunity also to travel and experience another destination of what they're doing on the island. Those are the things that perhaps I recommend that you share that with the rest of the board members if it requires board action. And if not, maybe you can communicate that to the managing director from that level and see how we can ensure that the employees also of MBA are given those opportunities to excel.
definitely, Senator.
Other than that, I know that you have ideas that you're gonna move forward when confirmed, and I would like again for you to continue to share that with the office of the mayor, particularly as she is very active in trying to promote local activities for inter-island visitation as we await for the Babo no, tourist opportunity moving forward. So with that, thank you again for your past 4 years of service, and I appreciate again you accepting the reappointment to serve for another term. And I hope that the next 4 years that you will be serving NBA will provide a brighter future for our local tourism as well as our tourist site promotion and upkeep of our tourist site on the municipality of Rhoda as well in Tinian. So with that, Mr. Chairman, and thank you again, Aggie, for accepting the reappointment, and I yield my time for now, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Vice Chair. This time I'd like to recognize President of the Senate, Senator Jackie.
Mr. Chairman, and good afternoon, Aggie.
Good afternoon.
One thing that I see what COVID-19 pandemic taught us is that when the tourists are not here, we still have the local people. So I would like to only recommend, if you're confirmed, and it's good that the executive director's here, that you communicate with the other board members, see if MBA can come up with some major local activities that may be sponsored by MBA so that our local people also can enjoy those activities, and indirectly, although it's not going to be close to what the tourists spend, but we also make our feel that although the tourists are not here, we're here to help move our economy, even though it's not going to be in a big scale. And I'm pretty sure that the neighboring islands like Tinian and Saipan will be coming to those major local activities that are going to be sponsored by MBA. So that's my recommendation. Looking at the pandemic, with the situation of the tourists, and even in Saipan, the tourists were not there, but who do you see going to the restaurants, eating, taking out takeout orders from the restaurants? It's the local people. So major sponsored local activities by MBA will be a continuous attraction for both the local people, and when the tourist comes, then the tourists also will enjoy those local major sponsored activities by MBA. So with that, you must be doing a good job representing the island of Rota, hearing from the mayor, Mayor Atalik, and the chairman of the municipal council, and Mr. Mindiola, and the executive director of MBA. So that gives me comfort that the governor is correct when he submitted his reappointment to the Senate for you to serve for another 4 years. So I thank you for accepting that, and I also thank the governor for renominating you for another term, realizing your potential to continue serving in the MBA board. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you, Vice President. And again, thank you, Ms. Aguida, for your patience, for your commitment to continue to accept the reappointment from the administration. I know it's a very challenging role, considering the fact the unprecedented pandemic that really hit very small islands here in the Marianas, that we always depend on tourism to bring better economy to our Commonwealth. I share the same sentiment with all the concern of the senators that despite the pandemic, MVA, the managing director and the board continues to push forward for a better economy on the different islands. And I also recommend that you work with the sitting members along with the managing director and the staff to see how you can come up with a municipal partnership with all the islands that can, assist and support activities, local activities. Just like I really appreciate the Mayor of Rota whenever they come down to Tinian and support the fiestas, different fiestas. Bring down tomorrow medicine to offer to the island, and we're helping one another and trying to see how we can support our local businesses and our economy rather than waiting for the tourist arrivals to back to a normal as we ones I have in the past. So I I truly believe that working together, municipal government, uh, working together as a team to help one another will overcome, some of the issues that we are having here in our Commonwealth. So with that, if you are confirmed by this body again, we ask that you do that, and hopefully it will help our economy, more especially our people. Thank you. Any other members wishes to? Vice Chair, before we continue with our agenda, do you have anything else you wish to ask or give advice, something?
I guess I've said it all, and I will wait for the deliberation of the confirmation action.
Thank you, Vice.
Yeah, thank you too, Chair and member.
Okay, at this time, all public comments are well taken. Let the record reflect that there are also written testimonies submitted from individuals in support of the appointee before this committee and will be included in the Senate Standing Committee recommendation report, along with all testimonies that are received this afternoon to be forwarded before the full Senate members in consideration for confirmation or rejection. And before we adjourn, I would like to extend on behalf of the members of this standing committee our sincere appreciation and gratitude to Governor Torres' representative, Ms. Agda Kling, and the appointee, Ms. Jackie King, and the appointee, Ms. Agda T. Quidugwak, participation and involvement during this important public hearing process. And we certainly hope that we'll continue this dialogue of communication between us, the elected officials, and the public to keep you abreast and informed of our current and future Senate hearings ahead that relates to public best interests. This concludes this public hearing for today. Do I hear a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn today's public hearing, Mr. Chairman.
There's a motion for adjournment and was seconded. All in favor of that motion, say aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. This public hearing is adjourned for today. Thank you.